It's just a magic box here. And we're gonna put it in here. We're gonna put it in there, and it magically weighs 2 pounds. Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. My name is Kevin and we are in the Commonwealth cabin. I have a few different arrangements here today because of the type of video that we're going to try to do. This is a video that I've really, to be honest with you, I've avoided doing because it's already been done. And I'm a teacher, so doing the things that have already been done, reinventing the wheel. But I've had this question, it seems like every single week since I've been doing the Q&A videos, and I sometimes answer it and sometimes don't, but I keep getting it in different forms and varying different ways. And I'm like, you know, there's enough new resellers out there that want to watch this that I'll go ahead and make the video. There's been other folks that have made these. I know Josh Harry Tornado made one not too long ago. Lindy Glenn, I think, made one. And I think there's some going back as many as 4 years. I mean, like I said, Lonnie made his 3 years ago. But I'm going to try to make it a little bit different, and I'm going to speak to people like me who are a little bit dumb, you know, who are a little bit afraid of being wrong. You know, I am a teacher, and I do like to kind of teach to the back of the classroom a little bit because that's where I sit because I was a terrible student. So join me as I attempt to talk about two things, which is priority mail flat rate items, flat rate envelopes, flat rate boxes, and talk about the region A and B box. All right, let me first start by saying this. If you're new to reselling, don't try to take too big of a bite of this apple. Learn a little bit at a time. Don't get overwhelmed by how many different options there are. Even in this video today, I'm going to talk about different options. A lot of people who have been reselling for a while, you could turn it off. You already know what you're doing. You're just watching it to see if I know what I'm doing, which is fine and dandy. But really, this is for new resellers or people that have been reselling a while that want to improve a little bit. And maybe a few of these things apply to you and maybe they don't apply to you. But if you are brand new, I realize how overwhelming it can get, and even the terminology. That was me. You know, I think about my mom. My mom's the same way when she started eBay. She was a little bit overwhelmed and she just ended up doing what she knew how to do, even though it wasn't the right thing to do and saved her enough money. So I would just say this. A, don't be afraid to ask the dumb question. You know, I'm a teacher, so I try to create an environment in my classroom where every kid in the room is comfortable asking the stupid question. And I tell them, look, there are such things as stupid questions and there are such things as stupid people. But if you never ask the stupid question, you're going to always be the stupid people. So you've got to ask stupid questions. And you can't be afraid of that. You can't be afraid of what other people think because there are things that seem obvious to people out there that I just flat don't know how to do. One of them was an example. Let me show you. There you go. I show my students how dumb I am and then they're feeling a little bit more comfortable to be stupid. You know, I've been doing eBay for a long, long time. I didn't know the method to test a remote. I didn't know it till a viewer told me a month ago. So it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to make mistakes. It's how we learn. It's okay to ask stupid question. There you go. There's our ground floor right there. And if you are literally on that ground floor, then try to learn one thing. Just try to learn about flat rates today. And then make the next step to the region A. And then the next step maybe up to pirate ship. And then try to throw in a little FedEx and UPS. And then you're going to get all the skills you eventually need. All right, I'm going to pick you up for just a second. And I'm going to show you a couple things back here with these boxes. And then I'm going to put you back down. And we're going to talk about each one just a little bit. All right, so what I've done here is I've labeled these boxes so you have a good idea of what their size is. Now, I have not actually given the dimensions, but you'll get the idea. The first thing I'm going to tell you is if you are new, at the end of this thing, if you have never ordered boxes from USPS.com, that's your homework assignment. Go on and order boxes from USPS.com. Order the A box, order the B box that we're going to talk about. You don't need to order these most of the time. You can find them at the post office themselves. But you're going to need to order a different size boxes. I even have some back there. There's the number 7. Look, see what I mean? Just order them. You'll use them eventually, I promise. Look, I'll even give you a little tutorial here. USPS.com. Log in, create an account if you need to. Go to shipping supplies. Click on free shipping supplies. Okay, actually click on shipping supplies, then free shipping supplies. And then you'll come up with all these shipping supplies. Go ahead and click on them and order them and put them in your shopping cart up here and have them deliver them to you. If nothing else, do the Region A and the Region B box. There are 2 Region B boxes. I think I only have one. I don't have that box with me. And There's 2 region A's as well. Here's one right here, and there's one on another page. And go ahead and order all these other boxes too, if you haven't already ordered boxes. And then there's a bunch more boxes that you can order on the previous page down here. I think I just went to the region A and B box, but you'll see I'm on page 3. You can go back page 2 and page 1 and we can get some of these other things we're talking about. So here's the deal. I'm going to talk first about this box over here, the large flat rate box. The large flat rate box. Here's what I think of this box. Okay? Here's what I think of this large flat rate box. Although I will say I have found use for that. Although I will say I have shipped something in that before. But 99.99% of the time, never ever going to use that box. You are going to lose money most of the time using either of those large flat rate boxes. Now, I almost feel the same way about the medium flat rate box and this medium flat rate box. I'm almost certain that I feel it about this one. So I'm just going to throw it over here. We'll keep this one around because occasionally, once in a blue moon, this might work out for us. This box here, the small flat rate box, if you use it the way it is intended to be used, it's worthless. So I'm going to throw this over here too. Now, I realize that I've just made some enemies of people who use those all the time. There may be uses for them, but the kind of things I sell, I just haven't found it. And haven't found it in years. And certainly haven't found it since they have pirate ship. All right, let's keep this one around for a second. Let's go to these other flat rates over here. Now, here's something that's useful. So get on USPS.com. There are 3 different kinds of flat rate envelopes. Actually, technically there are 4, but one of them I think is pointless, the smallest. There's a flat rate envelope, and I oftentimes can fit clothing into here, even jeans. I made a video about it on Commonwealth Flipper, saving money, even going from this one to this one, because almost all jeans weigh over a pound, so they're not going first class. And a lot of times your best option, almost all the time, if you can put the jeans into this envelope, it's worth it. Now, I also use poly bags to do it. I put the jeans first in a poly bag, and then I put it in here, and I fold it down different. But that's a different story for a different day. This is very useful. There's also a legal size that you can get as well. It's a little longer. This is the next size up. I use this fairly often. I'll use it. I'll use it for certain things for sure that I think I can get in here and safely ship without being in a box. So this is often used. You'll see it's actually in my rotation here. Those boxes right there I store inside. I don't even have them out here because I so very rarely use them, if ever. But these I do have here, and the envelopes I have in here, right there. Basically with this, for those of you who don't know, most of you, 99% of you know out there, anything you can put in this thing ships for a flat rate. It is $6.94, $7.52. Okay, and you'll notice that this padded one is, well, it's obviously padded, so it's going to give it more protection if it needs it. But jeans don't need it, right? But you also notice it's a little bigger, so you're going to fit more like a sweatshirt, a hooded sweatshirt. You got no chance of getting it into this thing unless it's like a woman's small. But you have a little bit of a chance to get it in here. And I even said there was a viewer that told me they get in here and they take the bubble out. They cut the bubble out. And I've seen some people use a blow dryer to make it easier. But at any rate, you get the point. So those are 2 that are useful. These are the most useful. So if you're going to order flat rate items, you can pick these up at the post office. They're everywhere. Some post offices have these, but go ahead and order these. And you can go ahead and order a few of these if you want, although you don't need to because they're at the post office. So grab 2 or 3. Bring them home. You might keep them for years before you use them, or you might find a use for them every once in a while. But these are the 3 flat rates that I would grab. The rest, I personally wouldn't. If you want to argue with me in the comments, feel free. Maybe I can learn something from you. All right, so let's talk about these boxes. This is the great enigma, right? These are the things that everybody's like, what is the Region A box? And nobody quite figures it out. It's really not that hard. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's a big giant mystery and it's so hard. It's not. It's really, really very easy. And I'm going to try to make it easy for you because I'm that kid in the back of the room that everything seems hard until I get it and then it just clicks. So here's how I'm going to explain it to you. I have a scale over here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click this on there, right like that. All right, there we go. I've got an item that I just sold here. I didn't really, I'm just making that up. I just found something that would work for our example here. I love this thing, the Marsh tape. One of you viewers out there told me about it. I have a affiliate link. What do you know? Look at that, shameless plug. I love this one too. I can't quite decide. This one is so sharp. It's blue. This one's so much more useful. But man, that thing looks good in here. All right, I better shut up. Okay, we're gonna weigh this thing. There we go. And look, 3.10 ounces. So that is going 3 pounds, 10 ounces, not 3.10 ounces. 3 pounds, 10 ounces. So that's basically a 4-pound item when you're shipping it, because, you know, it doesn't really matter. 3.2, 3.6, 3.8 doesn't really matter. It's going to be a 4-pound item when you plug in the numbers into eBay or USPS.com or Pirate Ship. If you're shipping through PayPal, doesn't matter. Or Click and Ship or Stamps.com, whatever you're using, it's going to be a 4-pound item. So here's the deal. This box right here is magic. Okay, just think of it as a magic box. That's it. You already know how to do calculated shipping. You put calculated shipping into your items on eBay, and you just simply plug in the weight and dimensions of an item. If you do that for this item, you would think, okay, I got to ship this thing. I even got to put it in a box. I got to put padding. It's going to probably be 4 pounds, 3 ounces. It's going to be a 5-pound item. That's what this is going to be when you ship it. But magically, it's just a magic box here. And we're going to put it in here. We're going to put it in there. And it magically weighs 2 pounds. Magically weighs 2 pounds. So there's a couple ways you can use this box. You can have somebody buy your item, and it's going to say California, and they just paid like 20 bucks in shipping. And you're like, holy moly, that's a lot in shipping they just paid, because they just got a 6-pound item going to California or Hawaii or Oregon or Alaska, wherever it is. And then you say, well, maybe I can put it in a Region A box. And now you're going to ship it out for far, far less. You're going to ship it out for like 10 bucks because it's magically 2 pounds in this box. Okay, so just think of these as magic boxes. Anything you put in this box magically weighs 2 pounds. If you put this thing in this box, which weighs 6 ounces, now it just gained weight. It now weighs 2 pounds, which you would never do that. You'd ship that first class. But this is what I need right here. After being in my house for the last 3 months here, I need something that'll magically take off weight. All right, so there you go. It's magically 2 pounds. So here's the way to use this that most people don't talk about. Expand your base. Expand the people you can sell this item to. Don't put 6 pounds in your calculated shipping on eBay. Put 2 pounds in your calculated shipping on eBay. Now you've just opened up this item to a huge market all the way across the United States, no matter where they're at. Now, yes, if somebody bought it at that 6-pound rate, you're going to make a killing on shipping. You're going to make a ton of money because you're shipping it out for a lot less. But the best way to use this box is to change your calculated shipping numbers on eBay. That's the best way to do it. If you know beforehand that it will fit in a Region A, just put calculated shipping 2 pounds. Now, I will say this. If you're using Pirate Ship, almost all of these boxes are completely irrelevant. That's my opinion. Not always. This one sometimes is a winner. Okay? This one is rarely a winner. And even if it is a winner for the USPS, it's not going to be a winner against FedEx and UPS very often. So that's something to think about as well. And I don't even think I think about it most of the time. It just becomes almost pointless. But this one can be a winner, and this one can be a winner. Let me show you a couple more things here before I let you go. All right, here's a good example. Here's a camera. Weighs about 4 pounds. After packaging and stuff, it might be a 5-pound item. This is the kind of item that the Region A would be a winner for. Really, really close. I would probably package it up in bubble inside of here and maybe put a little paper around the edges, and that just made me a winner. It's a 6-pound item or 5-pound item that I now can ship out for 2 pounds, and that makes me very competitive all over the United States in selling this item. All right, now here's an item. It's going to be another 6-pound item once it's packaged up. Now, if you could get this in here, you would be golden. You would be shipping this out at the 2-pound rate. But you can't, unless you tweak the box a little bit, which, to be honest with you, you're probably going to get away with more often than not, but I'm not going to tell you to do that. So this one's not an option. This one is where the medium box could come into play. The medium box for you, if you're not a pirate shipper, could come into play here because this one's going to fit in here. And depending on where it's going, now if this is going, I live in Virginia, if this is going to Tennessee, I'm never putting it in a medium flat rate box. It's costing me more money. But if this is going to Alaska, this is going to Hawaii, California, Oregon, Washington, wherever, if it's going out west, then the medium flat rate is going to be your best option while doing priority mail shipping. So what is the B box then? The B box is essentially a magic box that turns things into 4 pounds. Turns things into 4 pounds. Now there is limits on this. You can't put anything over 20 pounds in here. I mean, but let's face it, there's not too many things that weigh 20 pounds that can get in there unless you're shipping gold bars. But there are some, and this one has a limit of 15 pounds. Okay, so just think of them as magic boxes that turn whatever you put into them into 2 pound items. All right, now I will say this, it's not entirely like that. It's a little bit more than the 2 pound calculated shipping, just an FYI, but not enough to make it a point of this video. Now remember that I love Pirate Ship, and Pirate Ship even makes the region A and B box a little bit more irrelevant, but I still have found uses for that region A. And here's another one for me sometimes with these items. I usually ship things that are over 5 pounds. I at least give the option to people to do FedEx and to do UPS, but usually FedEx for me just because of location. But sometimes in the summertime, or like right now when I'm not going to school every day, it's a 30-minute drive and a 30-minute drive back from FedEx. So if it costs me a couple extra bucks to go priority mail and to use one of these boxes, I'm probably going to use one of these boxes because I'm going to spend that in time and gas going all the way to FedEx. And one last little hint here is you can do something with those medium boxes back there, even if they don't apply to this. And that is add an additional option. When you're doing calculated shipping priority mail, you look at the high end, you know, it gives you a spectrum when you do that. It's like, okay, it's going to cost from $8 to $40 to ship. Well, you can assume that the $40 is to, say, Hawaii. Well, if you know you can put it in a medium flat rate box, then also put the medium option on there as a second option, or even the large option if it's an item that won't fit in the medium box, but it will fit in the large box. To give your buyers an option. Maybe there's somebody in Hawaii and there's nobody else out there in America who has listed that item with a reasonable shipping cost, but they come across your item and it has the large flat rate price on there, and that large flat rate price beats the heck out of a $43 ship to Hawaii, and they're like, yeah, it's 20 some bucks to ship that thing out, but it's better than the other one, so they'll go ahead and take that. So there is a way to use that large box and that medium box just simply to expand your audience to the farthest places away in the United States. But other than that, I just don't use them. I just don't use the large flat rate box ever. I just don't use the small flat rate box ever. I almost never ever use the medium flat rate box. Pirate Ship's going to beat that stuff every single time. But I do think it is worth your time to grab a region A box like this, and to grab a region A box like this, and maybe grab a B box. They'll come in sets of 10 or whatever, you know, just get whatever the smallest one is of this, and then grab these. It's definitely worth your time. All right, I hope that helps, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.